How to dopamine minimize your phone. All right, so let's simplify this whole thing into a few components. All right, there's you, and you feel the pull towards the distractions in your environment, and then there's the environment itself with a distraction, right? We're talking about our phone here. Awesome, cool, simple, simplified enough. There is two solutions for this, right? You redesign your external environment. Simply put, get rid of all the distractions around you. Number two solution is you redesign your internal environment. Create a vision so desirable in your mind that anything else that gets in the way of you fulfilling that mission or vision, you feel compelled automatically and naturally to erase that distraction from your focus. My recommendation is the best of both worlds, which is what I chose for myself. Solution number one, in depth, how to redesign your external environment. All right, step number one, and this is the most important one. Find something worthwhile to focus on and achieve. If you don't have this, you might as well marry your cell phone. Like, you need to find a mission. You need to find a vision, a great long-term goal. Make it something worthwhile to strive for. Make it yours, right? I want to become prime minister. I want to run 100 miles, 100 kilometers within the next 4 weeks. I want to become the most successful in whatever industry. It doesn't matter. As long as it makes you feel something, it pushes you forward. It makes you want to move, right? Step two, identify what is specifically distracting you from your mission, vision, long-term goal. This is one of the biggest distractions we have in our life right here. Now, I'm going to show you how to get rid of that, or make it less distracting, I should say. Anyways, what makes it distracting? Your phone? What makes it so distracting, right? Find out how exactly hijacks your attention. Everybody has a different experience with their phone, right? I figured out mine. Is it a ping? Is it a ring? Is it a buzz? Notifications? All phones do that. All those are the most common, right? That pull your attention. Or is it a simply habit of use? Now, depending on what specifically is pulling your attention, I will give you some tools here on how to redesign your phone to make it less distracting. Step 4, redesign the phone. A useful concept that I like to think about is out of sight, out of mind. The less I can see something in my field of view, the less I'm going to focus on it. And so I'm going to show you right now how you can redesign your phone to make it less distracting. Another thing I wanted to mention is I have Do Not Disturb on 24 hours, 7 days a week, cutting out all the notifications all the time. I have specific schedules for whatever I'm vacation, away from family, blah, 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 you know what I mean? And then just 24/7. I keep the client's contacts unblocked. I keep people who are closest to me unblocked, and people who annoy me, I never unblock them. So yeah, that's also another level of bandwidth and focus protection. Phone, I got all the apps. Oh my god, so distracting. I hate this garbage already. Anyways, so if you want to get rid of all this is way too colorful. This just hurts my mind already. So you go into your settings, right? You go all the way down to wallpapers and themes, color palette, and you can apply the color palette. And you can apply the palette to the app icons. So, and then you go into basic colors and you go into gray, right? Gray is the least dopamine. So we're gonna apply it real quick, and then we look at all of our apps now. Oh my gosh, that already got rid of so much of the garbage. And all for the rest of these ones that actually do have color, I'm not entirely sure how to get rid of that, but there's always an app store. There's an app for everything nowadays. So you just go, you search up app color changer, and I'm sure you could set something up like that. You could change all the apps. But if you just don't want these, you actually want them out of sight, out of mind, there's also this. We go hide apps on, yeah, see, there you go. And then you could choose whatever apps you want to hide. You could freaking choose to hide all of them. I'm gonna try to block one of them. So yeah, let's say I want to block Snapchat, I want to block Instagram, because those ones are the ones that bother me the most. Cool. Now they're gone. How the hell do I find them? Actually don't remember. This is probably a new update, this little search here. Yeah, so you search up in the app icon. See, it doesn't even pop up its icon. You go Instagram. Yeah, there you go. And you tap on that, and you have to open it like this, which is pretty ridiculous. So yeah, that's how you do that. Another way to do this, I like way better, this is not my setup, you can go to Niagara Launcher. This is free, by the way. Niagara Launcher, and you download it like this. Let's install it. There's also Minimalist Phone Screen, and this one is also really great. We have to pay like $30 a year, which is cool. This is like a really good one, but I like free, so we're gonna go with this one, and this one is just great. So let's open it up, let's launch it, and set it up. Switch, this is the one that I love. We're changing the UI, by the way. This is set as my default, and now you go all the way down. This is not the original theme. You go into settings, you go to themes, and you find the one that is the most boring, right? Edit current theme. You could choose different sort of themes. So just pick the theme that you like best, right? There's a bunch of them to choose from. This one I found the most boring, and yeah, you have to look at every app manually, and you get used to it. So yeah, that's how you change your UI. But most of the time, everything's just
out of sight, out of mind, which I love about this, right? And it's free. You favorite all the apps that you use most here, and then search up whatever apps that you don't use. Okay, so next level focus protection. Now let's go on Stay Free. So Stay Free, I'm going to show you Play Store. This is what it looks like. Get this out of the way. So Stay Free, this app, amazing, by the way. Maximize life, minimize screen time. It's a great app. I'll give you a rundown of how it is for me, right? Tracks everything. It links up to your phone. It links up to your browser. It links up to your desktop, laptop, whatever you want. It tracks everything. All the apps, how much time you put on it, whenever you're on that app, that specific website. And there's a lot of cool things here. All these limits here. There's blocked keywords, anything, if people are gamblers or if they like to be on adult websites. A bunch of these apps, categories even, just anything you can think of, you can block. Set a daily usage limit for time-wise, block on schedule, block permanently, or enable variable session limits. You can name it, activate it, and the time that you want it to be activated, right? In-app blocking, amazing. YouTube, block shorts only. You can use these websites and just block parts of them. Block video search, block picture-in-picture mode, comments. Some of these I like. Yeah, I block Reels, block Explore tab, and I only focus on posting, so that's why I need that, right? Facebook, if you go into stories too much, Marketplace, whatever. Instagram, I block Spotlight. That is my biggest time killer, and then all these other ones, right? And it also has an inbox manager, control manager, so you can filter out all of your junky mail. There's a bunch of other things in here. You can go to the settings and you could set. Let's see here. So you can set usage limits, or it's called lock usage limits. So there's a no protection mode, which that's what we'll start off with. Pin protection, you put in 4, maybe 6 numbers or whatever, just to turn off your blocks. And me, because I get annoyed very easily, I decided to go with require a challenge. So to me, I wrote pretty much almost an essay here, just to be able to unlock Snapchat and use it for a little bit, right? And this applies, the same thing applies. You can type in whatever you want here. You could type in a random string of a bunch of characters, and that'll be super annoying. And then, whenever you have to shut off these limits, you have to type that in every single time. And so that's what I love about this app. It keeps me, focused. Let me show you. So I turn on Snapchat, Instagram. So I try to, let's see, open Instagram right now. I try to scroll a little bit, boom, blocked. It kicks me out. So very lovely. Whenever I'm feeling that I want to do some doom scrolling or whatever, automatically kicks me out. Very good time saver.
Bonus tip, if you have a tough time waking up in the morning because you snooze too much, what I love to do is set up my phone all the way across the room so that I'm forced to get up. And by the time I'm already up, that's half the battle. You know what I mean? So now you open up the door and you go and you start your day. Okay, now route 2, solution number 2, how to become passionate so that the external distractions don't affect you as much, right? So first of all, you want to have a reason to why you want to stay off your phone, right? Isn't that the whole point? If we're focusing on something, we want to get rid of the distraction, but what are we focusing on? That is the question, right? When it comes to staying off your phone, what's your reason? Like why? If you don't have a reason why, like I said, why don't you just marry this thing? I hear Gemini doesn't ever complain. Anyways, make it yours. Forget about others unless you truly and genuinely look up to somebody and you love their mission as just as much and you feel like you want to emulate them. Then cool, do that as long as it gives you that feeling, that drive. If you don't have a strong reason, let's stop talking about distractions. How do you know once you've found the right mission or vision? You might ask me. How do you know if it's good enough, right? Whenever you feel it compelling you with a very strong feeling of determination, almost like you have to act now, like somebody's pushing you behind your back. Well, not behind your back, but you just internally just feel like getting up and just going, right? You got this, you feel bigger on the inside. And by simply thinking about your vision, you easily, effortlessly, naturally, and automatically feel good about it. I highly recommend grabbing a journal and actually writing this out now. So, because that's how I started. I'm not even joking. I actually sat there and soul searched for 4 hours straight, just sitting here, just really thinking about until I was satisfied and I felt something worthwhile to strive towards, right? When I felt like this is what I want, right? And here's one thing I'll mention, that this vision does not have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. It simply has to get you to feel like you have meaning in your life, right? And you have something to strive towards achieving, right? Your vision, your mission is flexible and you can change it all throughout your life, but create something now, right? We live in a purposeless world. You might as well give yourself a purpose, right? Make it worthwhile. And once again, I'm going to repeat this alternative bonus tip to snoozing in the mornings, solution for that. If you have done the previous steps that I've described, you should have no issue whatsoever when it comes to jumping up right out of bed and starting your day because you have a smile on your face and you're looking to achieve so much, don't you? So now I'm going to share the 7 levels deep. This is your final test. If it truly means something to you, then it has to be coming from a place that's very deep. All right. So let's get into it. The 7 levels deep. So here is the 7 level deep exercise. 7 levels can be used to help determine what really drives you to accomplish anything in life. The following is a sample of for you to start with. This is one of the hardest exercises that we have to do to reach that next level, right? So level 1, what is important to you about becoming whatever you want to become, right? Or that goal, that, you know, that mission statement that you wrote down previously, right? What's important to you about becoming successful? Answer. Write down that answer. Number 2, and then why is it important for you to, this answer that you wrote down, why is it important to you to, you know, do that thing? And, you know, write down your answer again. Now, level 3, why is it important for you to do that previous answer? Okay, write down that answer again. And just keep going and asking yourself the question after every answer. What's important to you about that answer? What's important to you about that answer? What's important to you about that answer? Until you go 7 times and you truly dig deep enough to really hit the core of where that's coming from. That wraps it up for me in this video on how to dopamine minimize your phone. And I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I hope there was a lot of value. And yeah, I'm out. Strive to become limitless, my friends.